Let's say you saw somebody lift 1,000 pounds. Although it's cool and it looks dope and amazing and all that stuff, do you think it's a good idea to say, you know what? I saw that man lift 1,000 pounds, deadlift, squat, bench, whichever one, whichever lift, right? You think it's a good idea to try to put that on the rack and lift that guy up? Probably not, right? You might want to kind of work up to that. At the height of me being like 320 pounds plus, I actually did not try to get into fasting. What happened was the meals that I started to make off of the recommendations that I was finding online about how to get started with losing a lot of weight, they were ketogenic. The meals that I was making, they were so satiety inducing that I actually, over a few days, just started thinking to myself, wait a minute, I'm actually not even hungry right now. And so let me just roll back a little bit. One day, I was just chilling on a couch somewhere, right? I was at a buddy's place, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a little heavy. Every time I go to work and I gotta go up the stairs and whatnot, I'm like, wait a minute, this sucks. I'm walking up these stairs and I'm like, I got this colleague over here who's like 50 years old and I'm like breathless just like he is. I'm like, that's a problem because I'm like half of his age. Why half of his age of a person is so breathless going up the stairs? That's a problem. And so anyways, I this one day I'm just at a couch and I'm on YouTube and whatnot. And I figured, you know what? I remember like this one fitness influencer from a few years ago and whatnot. Not that his information is like particularly special or anything. I just remember. I looked him up. I'll give his name out. Elliot Hulse, right? And there was this one video in where he talks about how, hey, lettuce, meat, or something to that effect. You'll lose a lot of weight, right? That's really how it started, but there's more to it. I cold turkey started this. I'm not recommending that, please. I'm just go at your caution level. I'm so serious. Please go at your caution level. But that's really how I started. I cold turkey one day, opened up the fridge, and I saw a whole bunch of crap in there, a whole bunch of ingredients that I know weren't gonna be doing me any good because it's not like they were doing me any good at the moment. And I literally cleared out the fridge and I figured, you know what? Fridge is cleared. Now we're gonna go to the store. And so I went to the store and I just bought some vegetables and some meat. And that's pretty much what I did. And so within the first week or two, the meals that I started to make, and I'm gonna show some samples over here, they were so, once again, satiety inducing that I didn't feel the need after, say, the first week. I didn't feel the need to like have dinner. So I would make breakfast, I would then make, say, lunch, and I would have dinner. But for every other day that kept on passing, every time I would get to dinner time on this kind of meals I was making, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, I'm actually quite full. And on one random particular day, I don't even remember exactly when, because this was 2-3 years back at this point, I figured, you know what? I'm actually quite full. I think I'm going to pass on dinner. I had fasted before in the past. I fasted before, but this time around I figured, you know what? I'm just going to skip dinner and we'll see what happens. And then by the week 2 or 3 of just me making meals, I kind of look like this. I started to skip lunch or breakfast. It was one of the two. I don't remember exactly which one, but I started to skip one of the other two. I'm not really not sure. I don't remember. But that's how the fasting part kicked in. I started with just going the ketogenic route, picking, say, some Brussels sprouts, a cabbage. What else we got here? Some eggs, some bacon. I went with that. But those meals were filling me up. Not only literally physically, but like mentally. They would taste so good. They would mentally satisfy me, basically, that I started to skip meals. When then that happened, that's really when the acceleration really started to go on overdrive. I didn't start out by making the meals that I'm showing you currently and not eating for 2 days straight. No. This has been a very gradual buildup. All right, I'm a cold turkey kind of guy. I'm sure somebody out there is also a cold turkey guy. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go turkey, rolling 48-hour fast, do so at your own discretion level, at your own level of wildness. I don't know how else to say that. However, there's no need to just suddenly jump straight to a rolling 48 like I am right now. Imagine you were gonna go to the gym for the first time and you saw somebody lift 1,000 pounds, right? Some people can do that, all right? Let's say you saw somebody lift 1,000 pounds. Although it's cool and it looks dope and amazing and all that stuff, do you think it's a good idea to say, you know what? I saw that man lift 1,000 pounds, deadlift, squat, bench, whichever lift, right? You think it's a good idea to try to put that on the rack and lift that guy up? Probably not, right? You might want to kind of work up to that over time. And so it's the same philosophy here, right? I'm showing you what's possible. I'm showing you something that I never even thought I'd be ever doing, that I would ever even get to. But there's no need to jump straight to this right here. There's the rolling 48s that I'm doing right here, or I guess that's one way to call it. I don't even know. Maybe that alternate day fasting? I'm not even sure. I'm just doing something and it's working out for me. Anyways, as far as how to get started with fasting, if you start making meals that satisfy you so much that you can forego, say, breakfast or lunch or dinner, fasting becomes a very easy thing to kind of slip into your life, in my opinion, because that's how it worked out for me. Now, the exact portion size, the exact ingredients, see, that's kind of where you might need to look into that some more. And what I mean by that is everyone's a little bit different. I don't know what food sensitivities you might have. Maybe Brussels sprouts don't work too well for you. Matter of fact, somebody I was talking to, he mentioned that flax seeds just don't sit right with him, or something to that effect. That'd be the kind of thing to like look into, right? Like, for example, I use yogurt and kefir a lot, but there's different types of yogurts and kefirs. For example, sometimes I'll use goat yogurt and goat kefir. Sometimes I use cow yogurt, cow kefir. I haven't used, say, the almonds and I'm sorry, not the almonds, the yogurts and kefirs from like other things such as almonds, because apparently they make that too. Yogurt and almond this and almond that. Everyone has their own little sensitivities. That's something that you would need to check and whatnot. But overall, the aim would be to go for foods that are lower on the glycemic index, meaning that the moment your body starts breaking them down, you want the kind of foods that the body just breaks down more slowly. That's the goal. See, if you go for some rice on this, it's not that you can't do it, you can. But in my opinion, going for more, say, a high glycemic meal, in my opinion, it just makes the process of adapting to a fasted body a little bit trickier. Not just because your body's breaking down the foods faster, but there's also that high that you get. I'll be honest. There's also that little mental, like, wow, the carb little high that you get. And as a matter of fact, I don't have the science on this, so please don't quote me on this, but to my understanding, those kinds of carbs, like say like a rice, the moment it hits the system, I believe that the way the brain kind of fires off, it does fire off with a more, I don't know, let's call it more excitement, almost to kind of get you to maybe say eat it a little bit more than you might really need. Let's put it that way. So anyways, that is the quick 101 on how to get started, and that's a little bit of my story and a little bit of, hopefully that helps you out in some way. Let's all feel good. I don't know how to say that. Let's all feel good. That's about it. I appreciate it. Thank you.